If you're just starting out with homeschooling and interested in the Charlotte Mason method, then you're going to want to hear what Ashley from Joyful Noise Learning has to share about homeschooling in the early years.
The first thing you can do during the little years for Charlotte Mason style is to educate yourself, because you're not doing full, especially if this is your oldest child. Maybe you have other little kids coming up afterwards, and you're not homeschooling older kids. You're going to educate yourself. Read all the books you can that you can find on homeschooling in general, maybe a teacher style or a learning style, and Charlotte Mason herself. So some of my favorites that I want to recommend are, the one I read was For the Children's Sake. Guys, give me a thumbs up if you're watching live if you've read this one and you love it as much as I have. So yay, I see some thumbs ups. I see some heart eyes here. That's great, ladies. So yes, For the Children's Sake by Susan Schaefer Macaulay is probably my top recommendation. Fell in love with this, and I just can't sing its praises enough. So great book, especially for you as a young homeschooling mom, or maybe a newer homeschooling mom with older kids and you have littles. You got to read this book no matter how old your kids are. We've also got, obviously, Charlotte Mason's Home Education itself. You could read that. I will be honest, I have not read the whole thing. It's a toughie. It takes a lot to get through. Excuse me. But you can do it. I recommend you try it. At least try it, get through parts of it. But don't beat yourself up if you can't get through the whole thing. It's all good. Take your time. It's a marathon, not a race. And then the last one is Know and Tell, The Art of Narration by Karen Glass. I didn't read this one until about 2 years ago, and I wish I would have read it sooner. This one was so fascinating, and I was really encouraged by it. She really broke down what does it mean to do narration, and that is something you can start with your 3 and your 4 and your 5 and 6-year-olds. You can do some verbal narration. Don't jump right into the written narrations just yet. That comes later. But Karen Glass in Know and Tell really explains that well for us. So after you educate yourself, we're going to do habit training. Yes, everybody give me a thumbs up if you love habit training. Laying down a good foundation. This is where literally the rubber meets the road, and it is so hard to do, but it is so good to start this in the early years, guys. Like, it's so good. You won't regret it. Not that you can't start it later. You'll just have some bad habits to break when they're older. And starting it in the early years also doesn't mean your kids are gonna turn out perfect and have amazing habits when they're older. It doesn't mean it's gonna make it all easy. It doesn't mean that, but it does mean it will help, and it will definitely benefit you as a homeschool mom and your children and your entire family. The main ones that I recommend are these 4 right here: is the habit of obedience, the habit of attention. Am I right? Do any of us struggle with that themselves as a mom? Yes, I do. The habit of diligence, and the habit of cleanliness, caring for your own body, taking care of the house. Not a full-on, making the kids do all the work of the house, but, teaching them little things like washing their own fork, or brushing their teeth, getting dressed in the morning, brushing their hair, simple things like that. This is a very good thing to add for Charlotte Mason style in the little years, for sure.
There was so much more to this workshop that I wish I could have shared with you. But to see the workshop in its entirety, you're going to need to join the Made to Homeschool Premium community. This will allow you access to all of our past workshops, as well as live weekly workshops where you can ask your own questions afterwards. What did you think? Was this helpful information? Tell us in the comments below. Click here to see the next video, here to subscribe, and make sure to hit the notification bell so you see when we have another workshop to share with you. And that link to our premium membership is in the description box.